Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Nur Azfafi bin Nur Azhar. I'm from course Diploma Usuluddin SEM 2. Today I want to share with you guys about some movie that you never watched before. The title of the movie is Life of P. Duration of the movie is about 2 hours and 6 minutes. It was produced in 2012. This story tells about a novelist who came to visit an Indian storyteller, that is P. Patel or P, and asked him to tell the story of his life. The film begins with a curious writer about the past of P. Patel, whose name is said to be a legend among sailors. And first, the name P is taken from one of the mathematical symbols, and then P explains the true meaning of his name, which is a beautiful pool in Paris, France, Pism Monitor. Later, at a young age, P went to school with a strange name always used as a mockery by his friends, with a call to P. At first, P was sad, but before he entered the new class, he had tried to find out what his real name meant. The school began to be surprised by P because he had memorized from the P number up to 100 digits behind the comma. That is so amazing. The novelist also said that he was sad because the novel being written could not be continued because he lost the idea and then the novelist threw it away. In that sad time, the author of this novel met with Uncle P, and after he told his problem, Uncle P ordered to find P because he had a great experience. To be continued, this P was born into a wealthy family because his father had a livestock farm in the city and his mother was a farmer. While telling the story, the author of this novel was surprised to see P praying and saying Amin before eating. Because according to him, Hindus never say Amin. Then P said, "We will not know God until someone introduces him." P also shared a story when he was a child. He was introduced to religion starting with his mother, who is Hindu, and his father has no religion for some reason. Then, at the age of 12, P converted to Catholic, and Islam means P embraced 3 religions at once. After being known by his father, he was questioned with various questions. P simply replied in his heart, "This faith is like a house with many rooms." His father brought P and other family members to see his livestock. Then P became attracted to Richard Parker, a tiger. He invited his brother to take a closer look, but his actions were known by his father, and then he was scolded by his father. His father angrily showed evidence that getting closer to Richard Parker was very dangerous. A father's employee was called to put a goat in front of Richard Parker's barn, and P saw how violent Richard Parker had divorced a god. P also changed after the incident of Richard Parker. in front of his eyes until P met a girl named Anandi in the dance class. Thank you.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi taala wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad Huzaifah bin Abdul Rashid, KLD 2006-02008. I am from Usuluddin Diploma Semester 2. So, Bistin Patel, later he found a girl named Anandi in a dance class. By that moment, he became curious. Long story short, finally both of them getting closer day by day. When they were very close, Pai informed that his family had to leave India because of something, and they decided to go to Canada and sell all animals in his father's zoo to North America to start a new life in Canada. Before leaving, Pai had time to say goodbye to Anandi and promising that he will come back one day. In this sentence, it shows that in Islam, if someone really loves another person, they will stay away from them. This because they realize that it's not the real time to make any promise or having a relationship. At the time, they also know they haven't ready. They stay away because don't want to destroy them. It was easier and relaxing to watching you from afar and not knowing by you than praying for you. Finally, they boarding to leave India. After a few days, the ship went into Mariana Trench, the deepest trench in the earth. At the same time, previous storm and heavy rain. That time, Pai woke up and went out to see the storm. Pai screaming happily, feeling the storm and wanted a very, very heavy storm. After that, the situation turned into a mess. Pai went into the ship, wanted to wake his family up, but it is too late. The ship wrecked. Then he falls in a lifeboat. On that lifeboat, there was a zebra. After that, Richard Parker, the tiger, climbed into that lifeboat, and Pai jumps into the sea because of fear. By that time, Pai saw the ship sink into the Mariana Trench. On the next day, the storm has gone. Pai still hanging on the end of the lifeboat, avoiding himself from Richard Parker. Suddenly, on the lifeboat, there was a hyena. Came from the close place of the lifeboat. The hyena tried to attack Pai. Suddenly, the hyena can reach him. It looks really starving. Not long after that, Pai saw an orangutan floating in the sea. He helps the orangutan get into the lifeboat. Here shows that Pai have a very good heart. He does not want to let the orangutan alone in the sea. Then Pai screaming for help, even though he knows that no one can hear it. After that, the hyena attacks Pai again. Approaching the night, the hyena snuffs the zebra and eats it. The next day, Pai made a little canoe and tied it with the lifeboat. Then the hyena killed the orangutan too. Angrily, Pai screamed to the hyena by purpose to teach it. Suddenly, Richard Parker jumps out and kills the hyena. Feeling shocked, Pai jumped into the sea and sit in the canoe far from the lifeboat.
Yes! Yes! No! 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 No!
Day after day, he passed by drinking rainwater and eating with preparation food, reached the same position every day on the boats, and Richard Parker on the same boat too. He read the book of survival. There is a jump of step to overcome wild animal when started in the ocean. P effort to tame Richard Parker by giving drink and fishing a fish to feeding Richard Parker by fish, then to be eaten by Richard Parker. When P is fishing, when P is fishing, uh, Richard Parker is watching fish swimming in the sea. Due to hunger, Richard Parker jumped into the sea to catch fish but failed. Richard Parker heading to P, and then P scared and continues to ride to the boat. When P on the boat, P immediately take the axe to get rid and kill Richard Parker. But P felt sorry and changed his mind and helped Richard Parker get on the boat. P managed to finish fishing a fish and give to Richard Parker. After that, when night time, apple beautiful scenery with thousands of jellyfish blowing and shining. At the moment, P was enjoying the scenery in the ocean. Suddenly, appeared a big whale jumping until the wave threw toward P. So that P is suppliers were scattered in the ocean. During the daytime, when hungry appear fish flying around them, and the large fish jump and come in the boat. P and Richard Parker scramble and fighting each other. Then P finally get the large fish. P eat the big fish and Richard Parker eat the small fish. After that, P looked like he saw the ship, and then he fired flare gun. But what he did was in vain because the ship doesn't see P. After a long time, come the wave approaching them, took the incident, wavering. Uh, the relationship between P and Richard Parker closer, and then they getting closer and closer. When waking up, when P waking up from the sleep, then they lean on a mainland. After go deeper into the Iceland, then there are thousands of meerkat. Meerkat was an animal who lived there and become a supply for Richard Parker. When the night time come, P realized one thing, that the whole the Iceland is a giant carnivore, which during the day provide that the water was fresh, and at the night time uh, the water turned so and disgust the animals in it. Uh, when the animal in the water, the animal was devoured by uh, giant carnivore. The next day, after P realized the Iceland was danger, P and Richard Parker continues to leave the Iceland by prepare food supplies from the Iceland, then continue their journey. Finally, P managed to reach the land after so long, and that land was in Mexico, and he was dragged the boat to mainland, and then P was fated on the same. And Richard Parker continues to heading into the forest and leaving P. in the sand. And after that, P was rescued by a nearby person and admitted to the hospital. After P wake, two person meet with P and ask about her drowned ship. P tell them what happened, but that two person doesn't believe him. After that come a novel reporter who want to hear about P.'s story, what happened about his life when in the ocean. And